Hello everyone. I want to make an update on selling credit spreads, how to do zero DTE to make passive income, how I've been doing it for a while, roughly over 1 month. I'm going to share the results and everything, and what I found that helps, and a little bit of changes that I've seen. So I'm making this video mainly for the Discord. I'm going to post it into the day trading educations. If you look in the Discord, I'll show you right here. We're gonna have day trading education. I'll post it up in here about my zero DTE selling credit spread strategy on how to make passive income. This is one of my most favorite strategies. It works really well with a 15-minute orb. I'm going to give you guys really brief update on how to do that. But for today, I did do, if you look in the day trade alerts, I told you guys exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to post a screenshot of what Webull looks like because it's very user friendly. I recommend Webull. I use Schwab. I really like Schwab too. It's very good. But as you can see for today, it's going to look like this. When you do a vertical, you're going to be selling a leg and buying a leg. And so I sold calls because I think the price was going to be bearish today, which it was. And you can see right in here, you see the sell side for calls and then the buy side. So I sold 599 and 600 is what that meant. And so why did I choose that strike? Well, I try to choose my strikes based on the premium. I need at least 5 cents of premium. So when I sell something, I need at least 5 cents, and that goes way out of the money. And then I also look at my ORB, my 15 minutes. So if you are on the 15-minute chart, and you draw your horizontal line from the bottom of this first 15-minute candle to the top of this first 15-minute candle, that's what's going to be the support and resistance and how you determine the trend. And so when I saw this massive candle at 10:15 just go massively down, there's a good indication that the trend is going to keep going down for the rest of the day. If it does a V-shaped pattern where it goes all the way down and then just goes all the way up, well, I have a strategy that I want to update to you guys on how I look to play that. So there's different types of orbs. A first orb is going to happen like every day, right? You're going to have a lot of signals. And when you're doing credit spreads, we are selling, so your probability is already higher than being a buyer. We want to make sure that we can get in as early as possible, right? Because the earlier time you get in the day, the more farther out of the money you could sell. Like if I get in at around 3:15, I won't get the same strike compared to around 10 o'clock, okay? So do keep in mind, as time goes by, it gets harder. So I kind of cap out me doing credit spreads around 2:30 at the latest. Anything past that is a little too long, in my opinion. So I think that's a good rule of thumb, okay? So as you can see, we had our first 9:45 candle here. You draw your horizontal lines. You had the ORB for a downtrend at 10:15 because you have a body of a candle closing below the 9:45. You have this 10:15 candle below this 9:45. You can barely see, and it has to be a body. So what I do is I go into my options thing, and I look for 0D because we're doing 0DTE. The purpose of this strategy is to make money every day. All right, that's why 0DTE is really effective. I can say how much realistic money I want to make. If I want to make $100 a day, well, I'm looking at around 23 contracts I need to sell. All right, and then if I want to make $200 a day, well, you double that to 46 contracts. Okay, so that's kind of what you're looking at. So you can see like obviously right here is not going to have any data because the day is already done. So I'll go to 1 DTE for just experiment and show you guys the premium. So if I was going to go, I need to first off make sure this is on vertical. This is on single, so make sure you put this to vertical, as that's what we're going to be doing. I put the thing on auto, and then it's going to be calls because it was a downtrend. So I call it bear calls, and you can kind of see if I click on the bid, it'll automatically put me on the sell side, okay? The easiest way to see if you're selling options, it should say credit. If it says debit, then you're a buyer. If it says credit, you're selling. Okay, and then you can see right here is your bid, your mid, and your ask. I like to go for 5 and 6 cents, okay? If there's like a signal, like for example, at 10:15, it was going really down. I knew this candle was not going to go back up to this inside this orb. It was just a violent, dramatic candle down. So when I was looking at this option, I'll be like, if I see this right here, I would probably do some at 5 cents and 6 cents, okay? I'll put, I did 50 contracts today, and I told you guys exactly my plan because I really wanted to get in. Because if I miss this boat, it gets hard to do it. So if you see day trade alerts, I said I'm going to do 0.5 premium. 0.05 is like the lowest I'll go. Anything lower is just not worth it. So I did bear calls today, doing 20 contracts, and would add more at the 06 to 08. And so that's what I did. I put more in an order more for at 06 when it went. So basically for bear calls, if the price goes up, my premium's going to go up. And then I got a better fill. And you can see right in here is my stop. You can see, I'll discuss that, but you always put a stop at 19 cents. So minute you're in a contract, you can hit close order and put stop for the limit order and put 0.19. But you have to be in an order before you do the stop, okay? So once you get in the order, then you put the stop in, okay? And if you guys have any questions or any of that, I highly recommend calling your broker and be like, hey, how do I sell credit spreads? Can you show me the interface? Because every broker is different, okay? I'm showing you on Webull, but the process is the same, and the main thing to know is how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to get into that. But my big changes that I wanted to tell you guys and what I've seen and what I wanted to update is, for example, this was an easy day. Okay, I'm going to show you a hard day that happened. As you can see, let's go to this day on January 6th. So if we look at our first thing, right here is your 945. As you can see, you get bull puts right in here. Now, I'm not sure if you would have lost this day because I did bear calls because SPY was up a lot, okay? If SPY is up over $6 to $7, you do not need to take the trend it gives you on the 15-minute orb. So you can see right here on this 15-minute orb, it says bull puts right here at 10 o'clock. You don't take it if SPY is up over $7. For example, you see this trade right in here, SPY went up over roughly at the close $3, right? You can see like the I'll show you guys the ATR of this stuff. Go to FinViz and it'll update it daily. This is very important on deciding which direction you want to take with the 15-minute orb. If you type in SPY, you will see the ATR. It moves every day. This is a key factor. Look at down here where I highlighted ATR 14. So basically that means that SPY moves in the past 14 days, the average move, the average mean, is $7.44. So it going above $7.44 is pretty uncommon, right? You can see today we went down $6 and we just barely missed that 7 range, right? So that is definitely something I'm adding to this system, okay? If this orb says bull puts, but we're over $6, you need to be very careful on taking bull puts, okay? That's the one thing I'm updating, okay? It will definitely save your butt a lot, and that's where you get a lot of these V-shaped type patterns. You go really up, and then you go really far down, okay? And the next thing I want to show you guys is, I'll show you guys the day I did lose on, so we're all transparent. You can see right here, some of the days with this strategy is super easy. You get bull puts, and it just keeps going up, okay? Super easy day right in there. You get right here, this is the day that I did lose. We had 945 candle here. Right in here is our 945. So you draw our range, and you can clearly see on this 10 o'clock candle, we had bull puts. And it goes up a little, and then it comes crashing down, okay? And that's right there what will make you lose on this strategy. But here is how you recover from losing on this day. So yes, you would lost on bull puts. I definitely lost on bull puts because of this candle right here at 12:30. It just kept going down, okay? And it kept going even more down. And I'm glad my stop loss was respected because my premium went to like over 50 cents down here. I took it out at 19 cents. I can get that back, okay? So with every, here's the thing. If you do the normal like sizing, if you're doing 20 contracts and you take a loss, it was a $300 loss for me. So it was roughly going to take 3 wins to make that back, okay? You get 3 wins in a row. But what I found out, if you're doing the 2x orb, right in here is 2x orb, I call it. So 10 o'clock is your first orb because you broke out of the upper side. And then if you go down to the bottom orb, that's your 2x orb, and vice versa. If you go bottom orb and then top orb, that's considered 2x. So it basically means if you break out of the upper or support 2 times in a row and all in one day, that's why I call it double orb. And very rarely, if not impossible, I have never seen 3x orbs where it goes up and then it goes back below the 945 and then it goes above the 945 candle. I haven't seen that. You guys can do the back testing. Let me know if you have in the YouTube comments. Haven't seen it. But right here is your double orb at 12:30. So then you would do bear calls because it's below the 945 candle, and you would go more size. I recommend triple size. So if I did 20 contracts up here and I took the loss, then I do about 60. Me personally, it's like 65 to make up the loss with the fees and make a little extra money, okay, to make it worth my time. And so I would do 65 contracts, and this whole day I would actually be a net positive instead of being at a loss. And then instead of being like, oh, I need to make 3 trades in a row to make that loss back. That's the one thing I'm alerting. I'm seeing. Double orb is your highest signal. First orb is very nice because you get more signals. Not all the time you're going to get double orb. It doesn't happen all the time where, no, you can get double orb and still win. You can get a double orb where it goes here, goes slightly above, and then goes kind of like consolidates or stays in the range here. But if you get this massive V shape where it goes up big and then down big, then yeah, you're going to lose on it. But the purpose of this strategy is you have a very high win ratio. Come to another day right in here. Here's your 945 candle. You get bear calls at 11:15. Goes all the way down, consolidates, you win. Easy day, right? Right in here, this was bull puts day. Why? Because price went below, went down over $7. So I took bull puts right off the bat, and you win. And that's why I'm saying is pay attention to the ATR 14. Go to FinViz, look at it. What is the average move? If SPY is down $7, would you do bear calls? Absolutely not, because you're exceeding the average true range. Okay. It just doesn't make sense to do that. So if it's up $7, I wouldn't do bull puts. I'd be looking to do bear calls, okay? So just keep that in mind. Here's another example of a nice winning day. You get your 945 candle, big massive move down, retracement up, bear calls, and you win, okay? That one wasn't as massively down, but very good. 945 candle here, you get right in here, you get... looks like right on this candle here, you get bull puts. It goes up, win. And the purpose of why I like this strategy the most, it's not as emotional as buying options. It could go down as long as it doesn't go below this 945 and does a double orb. You see this 945 candle? A lot of the times you just get first orb and it stays in this zone above it, right? It can test this upper orb like this right here. It tests it and it shoots back up. And that's why it's very strong support. When you break out of that resistance, then it starts acting as support, okay? So the big updates that I'm saying is if you do lose, make sure you have 3 times the size to do double orb. That way you can make back that loss of the day and all of it, and so you don't have to win 3 times in a row to make it back. Or you could just take double orbs, whatever you want. But I highly recommend taking the first orbs a lot, because not a lot of the times are you going to see big V shapes happen. I've seen it do double orb and I still win, okay? So that's just my scenario of, you could get a day like this and you'd be just waiting for plays. Right here is 945, single orb, and it keeps going up, right? Right here, single orb, it keeps going up. So you would have missed out on another single orb, 3 plays right in here if you just kept waiting for double orb. And then right in here, single orb. But basically what I'm saying is with the update, this strategy works a lot. It's been back tested. I'm really liking it. You never really do 3 times orb, so it makes a lot of sense to go big size when it does that double orb. So if you have this, if here's your 945 candle. If price goes above this 945, this is bull puts. And then if it just does a V-shaped pattern and goes below the bear calls down here, and it gives you that signal, well, then that's your double orb. So a lot of people are kind of confused when I say it. It just means that you went both sides of the 945. You went above the 945, and then you went to the opposite direction, and it does you a fake out pretty much, and you lose on one side. And that's why the second orb is always the better confirmation. The second orb is always the trend for the day. The first orb was just a fake out, if that happens, okay? I really like this strategy. Okay, so I am going to always be selling near 0.05 to 6 cents premium, okay? It's always 5 to 6 cents. It just depends on the chart. If I really want to get in early, a lot of times I will just go for 5 cents. And then if it goes up, a little more, then I'll sell more at 6 cents. My sizing is roughly 50 contracts. That gives me a nice, decent passive income every day. And as I do this more and more, I'm going to increase my size. But you got to be able to say, hey, if I do 50 contracts, I need to be able to do triple the contracts. I need to be able to do at least 150 if it does a double orb, okay? So do keep that in mind. If you do 10 contracts, well, then you need to be able to do 30 contracts, okay? And that's really all it is. And you might ask, well, how much money am I spending? Well, 10 contracts, it's roughly $900, okay? It's not a lot. 20 contracts is roughly $2,000. So depending on your bank cash account, just kind of adjust it like that. 20 contracts, 20 like 3 contracts is roughly $100 a day. So minus, if you do about half of that, like 11 contracts, which is $1,000, you're making $50 a day, and that's really good because if you with this strategy is you should be able to get that 20 wins that whole month with the strategy that I'm updating. So 20 times that 50, you should be able to double your account, okay? Because your loss for, you shouldn't be able to actually have a loss for the day. You're actually going to be net positive each day with this new system in, because you're doing 3 times the size if it does a double orb. So you're not even taking that loss. Whereas before, I was saying you have to get 3 wins in a row to make it back. And it's just frustrating because you get, a lot of the times when you do get a loss, the next day it's extremely rare to do a double orb. So I do tell people go bigger size, okay? So if you can't do the double orb, just a reminder, if it does do a single orb, or if it does do a double orb and you lost on that day, well, the next day come back stronger and be like, okay, on that first orb, I'm going to go 3 times my size and make that yesterday loss back. So that's what you can do too, because I know people are in different countries and their time frame is different, and they have to go to bed. That's why I like this strategy a lot. You can go to bed, have your stop loss set, and let the market just do what it wants, because there's nothing to worry about. So yeah, this is a very nice thing. I'm going to post in day trade alerts exactly what I do, the screenshots I take. So if your order does not look like this, like I posted in the screenshots, then you did it wrong. Okay, it should say the minus 50. And then plus 50, and then my minus 50 for 599 should be the sell, and my buying side should be the 600. So just make sure it matches mine. It's very easy. The more you do this, you're gonna really like this strategy. All right, guys, that concludes my video. This is the updates. As always, I really like this strategy. It's my favorite day trading strategy, because price can go sideways, you win. Price can go the direction you want, you win, and price can go slightly away from the direction you want, and you win. So if price goes up, down, sideways, all win, as long as it doesn't do a big V shape. Whereas if I'm doing, let's just say I did bull puts or bear calls, which I did, if price can go down, as long as it don't just do like massively up in here, right? It goes down and then just makes a massive V turn. But yeah, that's my analysis for today. I hope you guys like this update to the video of selling credit spreads. It's my most favorite strategy. And if you guys are new to this strategy, click the link down below in YouTube comments below. There'll be a Discord to join. It'll say join the premium Discord. Just head on over to day trade alerts when you join the Discord, and you'll have access to all the memberships for only $12 a month. One of these credit spreads alone will give you lots and lots of months in here. I think this is a very unique strategy. I don't think anyone has this strategy. It took me a while to figure out, because I was doing 15-minute orb strat. The 15-minute orb is very common, and then I'm trying to figure out, well, how do I go with it with a very big probability? Well, selling options is the best probability. Well, then selling options, what do I need to do? Well, credit spreads. 0 DTE is the best to make money every day. And then, yeah, you either follow the trend. I got the EMAs to kind of tell me what trend direction it is. It's definitely bear calls, as all the EMAs are above the price. And so a lot of this analysis, it makes it just even higher probability of doing a high risk, which is 0 DTE, but selling it to buyers to make it even better. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Give a like, subscribe, comment. Hope to see you in the Discord. If you have any questions, I'll be in the live streams or in the day trade chat, which you can post them all in here, and I'll be glad to help you guys. Peace out and happy trading.